Alrighty, so let's take a look. We got a 32 lap race that should be pretty dry. Let's take a look at tire life here. 8 to 10 on the super softs and 12 to 14 soft for Gomez. Faith's probably going to be a lap or two less than that on each because she's, I think what is it? Her smoothness, I want to say, is lower. Yeah, 14 for him. We'll check Faith's. I think that's the stat that impacts tire wear. Luckily, there's not a huge performance gain going to the super softs. I mean, it's there, but honestly, yeah, I mean, there's a larger gain in durability than there in the super softs than the super softs gain speed. So we'll try and run the super softs, but let's see what Faith can do. That's the thing. She's kind of going to be the limiting factor in the strategy a bit, or she might just have to have her own strategy. We'll see. 6 to 8, 10 to 12. Yeah, because I'm thinking I kind of want to do like 8 lap stints or so, and if it's estimating she can only get 6 to 8, I don't know. I don't like it. Whereas 10 to 12, that's a lot better. So we'll have her go on the softs, and then we'll just run him on softs as well. Now, because then we're really just going to be underutilizing the tires. So, all right, let's try and split the strategy here. Normally, I wouldn't have much of a problem doing that, but at this point of the game, it just our drivers in particular, at least, have kind of low feedback scores, and I'm assuming that's what influences how much knowledge you gain. But basically, my concern here is basically how much of a bonus we're going to be able to get to each of these tires. Because I'm betting we're probably only going to be able to hit level 1 on each of the super softs and the soft. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Each of the super softs and the soft will probably only get level 1 bonus, which is 5%, instead of a 15% bonus at level 3 to one of them. But I really think, I mean, I'd rather take the super softs, but I just don't think Faith's going to be able to make them work. So we're just going to send her out on the softs. And Gomez on the super softs. And let them go around and work on some active knowledge while we start looking at strategy. So as far as the strategy for the race goes, again, being such a long race like this, I think we're probably going to be limited on fuel. It's 40% is the fuel limit, so it's probably going to be something like 12, 13, maybe 14 laps will be allowed to carry. I'm not certain. But at that rate, then we're, like I said, that's kind of making me look at 4 stints because I want to, if we can carry, say, like 12 laps of fuel, and we need a lap and a half, nominally a lap and a half of fuel per lap around the track to be able to run in overtake mode, then that means carrying 12 laps of fuel limits us to an 8-lap stint, which means doing 4, which is fine, ostensibly. Now, I said that before, and it was a round 2, and it didn't really work out that well for us, although I kind of fucked it up a little bit, I think. But I mean, let's think about, let's game it out a little bit. You know what I mean? So if they gain, well, taking a stop loses us about, I don't know, what is it? It's called a 14-second stop plus 20 seconds on average in the lane. Ooh, getting really dicey there. And it's only practice. What was I? Okay, so call it 20 seconds in the lane, give or take, and a 14-second stop. So it's 34 seconds total it costs us to do a pit stop. So over 8 laps to make up the time that we lose in a pit stop, it needs to be worth 4 seconds a lap? There or thereabouts? That doesn't... Yeah, no, I'm not so sure about this. I mean, that math is right, but... I don't know. I found a spreadsheet on the Motorsport Manager subreddit, which I mean maybe it's out of date or something, but it doesn't really seem like it could be because you just kind of plug in the numbers yourself. But at that rate, do we really think overtake mode is 4 seconds a lap faster than normal? And I really doubt it. It doesn't seem like it. Plus, then you have to overtake cars again. You get like 1.2 laps nominally per lap around the track in high mode, which means 10 laps on a 10 lap stint on a 12 lap tank. But that's still not quite long enough to finish a 32 lap race. I don't know, and just the way that we chew through tires, I don't see 11 lap stints working though. I don't see us being able to do that on a set of tires. I mean, these guys haven't done. I don't know what how many laps have they done? Will it tell me somewhere? No, but it probably will in here. Live timing. There we go. They've each completed 4 laps. All right, they've each just completed 4 laps. Excuse me. They've each completed 4 laps, and even Faith on the softs is almost halfway. I mean, it's almost 60%, but that's call it halfway through the usable life of her tires. Same with Gomez in 4 laps. So again, 8 laps then seems like about where we're limited to on tires. Now that's the thing though, is you have to start. It's not necessarily 4 laps or 4 seconds a lap faster that you need to be to make up the time, because you also have to factor in the drop off in speed and lap time that you're going to get on older tires, worn out tires, and it does tend to get pretty severe, especially once you start approaching that like 20% mark or so. I don't know. Based on the model that I have, it looks like doing 4 stints of 8 is actually going to be the fastest, according to that anyway. It's, in fact, it does math to factor in based on the data from the configuration file of the game save. It does factor in time lost on older tires, once they start getting worn down. So I'm thinking we stick to it. Because to be honest, I mean, doing the math out of myself now and thinking about it myself, it doesn't necessarily seem right, but my plan didn't go so well when we tried it in round 2. So maybe I don't trust what I think here. Maybe the fact that I think it's wrong is actually a good sign. Who knows? But let's see. I mean, he's in like 1/16 or so. Gomez, and now that he's starting to get worn down. Or actually, what's his best lap? Fastest lap, 15.6 on super softs. Oh wow, and he's already down a second a lap at like 20% on the tires. She's in the same ballpark, 15.6, 15.7ish. So she's lost a couple of tenths, getting worn down. So yeah, I mean he's already a second a lap slower, and that's all on normal. Then you factor in the overtake mode. He would have been going even faster than a 15. Call maybe if it's a half a second, maybe it's so we work from like a 15 for Gomez, a 115. So down at 13% now. If we were to really run long on the tires, which is where we would be getting to, you're talking about almost 2 seconds a lap. Over 10 laps. Again, you're not losing 2 seconds every lap, but call it 15 seconds or so that you lose over 10 laps just on the tire wear alone. So I don't know. Just based on the way that they're chewing through tires, though, I mean, I don't think that he really could do 10 laps or so on these, which means, well, he definitely couldn't really do 10 race pace laps on these. So that's for certain. I mean, he's already, look at that, that's almost 5 seconds off his nominal pace. So, and then basically factoring that he'd have to switch to a slower tire, basically to make the distance work. Yeah, we're gonna go with the 4 8 lap stints again, I think, and it hopefully it'll work out fairly well. Faith, I think, will have to do it on the soft, but what are you gonna do?